Hey guys, I wanted to make a video. I'm going to post this on Freedom Fighters as well, because I want everybody to be aware of this. I'm going to post a link to a Facebook page in the description of this channel for a group that's called Invite People to Stop Reality TV Shows from Exploiting, basically, eating disorders. There are Oprah and from what I understand, Oprah, the producers of Biggest Loser and Survivor, have proposed 3 different shows that are supposed to be airing starting very soon, called Inside Rehab, What's Eating You, and I guess a Biggest Loser production. I just barely became aware of that when I went and read the description on extreme dieting. The problem with is the way that it is being done totally at the expense and exploitation of people with eating disorders who are in a vulnerable population, because let's face it, if you get to the point of needing inpatient care, by that definition that probably means that you're vulnerable, and that because you need that extra structure and help, which is not a character flaw, it's just a fact that when I was at that point of nearly needing inpatient, I was in a vulnerable situation. And I don't know that I was in a mental state at that time that I could make like a really ethical and rational decision about something that might follow me for the rest of my life. Like letting somebody exploit me by following me around in a treatment center. And the problem that I see with this, besides that, I guess Oprah's even letting people fight a vote for their favorite inpatient. It's really exploitive. It's unethical. I don't know all the details yet. But I'm really not understanding how a treatment center can let this happen, and be considered ethical care in any mental health profession. I don't think it's ethical at all. So I became aware of this. My friend, Shelly Galuri, she was on the documentary and Shelly is a great person and does a lot of great things in the community and has struggled a lot with recovery herself, but she's in a really pretty good place right now. And I've been doing a lot of other things with her, and we have some great things planned for community advocacy here, like promoting healthy lifestyle. So her and Mama Vision, I know a lot of Mama Vision, have put together this Facebook page, and I would like everybody to support it, to bombard these producers with emails. We need to have this is like a massive call to action, okay? I am asking you, if you have a YouTube channel, make other people aware of it. If you have a Facebook page, go join that group, invite all your friends to it. Try and write to these editors. Let's cause a stink, because the impact that this could have if this is done in the way that it is proposed that they're trying to do it, is that it could really impact societal's view of eating disordered individuals, which reinforces a lot of stereotypes, because they're only seeing an inpatient population, and an inpatient population, depending on the facility, it can be a positive experience, but it can also be a manipulative experience. And when you're filming a reality show and you're trying to glorify, this sound like a glorification of eating disorders, then you're going to hone in on the extreme behaviors that, the dramas, the things that are dramatized, that are not, and you're going to miss out on the whole person in the whole process, because we all have bad moments, and we're put in situations like that. You'll change the way that we act for a time. If you look at the Stanford prison experiment, for example, go look it up and see how people's behaviors change. So, this is catching a vulnerable population who already has severe mental health issues that they're working through and trying to heal from, and then they're being placed on this, and this is causing more stereotypes for society of what eating disordered individuals look like and what eating disorders are, and reality versus I'm sure what they're going to show, probably. and then glorifying the illness for, for some people being in that situation where you're the sick one in an inpatient facility, and then you have all this attention of camera. This could significantly make a person's disorder worse because your identity is already immersed in the disorder. So if you have this on top of it and you're not in a good place, it could make your recovery process really hard and be potentially extremely harmful to the individual. And then girls watching this who, there was a time in my eating disorder that if I would have seen an inpatient person like a reality show like this, then I probably would have related to the girls, and I probably would have, but it wouldn't have been in a healthy relation. It would have been like, I identify with that, and I had this emotional response to it, and that's who I am, and it probably would have made my eating disorder worse. So, in a world where we've already got a high rate of eating disorders and a high rate of girls who are at risk who are going to be watching these shows, and it's glorified in this way, it's not going to be focused on in what they are proposing. It's not going to be focused on positive, teaching girls positive outcomes. I wouldn't have as much of a problem if you were to take people to the Biggest Loser Ranch who have addictions and work with them on in a very positive, empowering framework with therapists there, with trainers there, working them, in fact, my program that I'm setting up for eating disorder treatment that is being launched this fall, Real Me Life Training. That is the whole philosophy of our program, is that we are integrating a lot of different different aspects of life. We're a transitional facility, outpatient facility, and so people coming out of treatment centers or people who need more structure to recover, which is most people with eating disorders actually, you're coming to an evidence-based practice where I'm doing tons of research and literature review. I spent probably in the last week at least 40 hours just doing literature review on our program and our program model, and different therapies that we are using are very evidence-based but innovative, and showing, the outcome rates, long-term rates for eating disorders right now, and they're not looking too good. Even, with long-term follow-up studies, which there haven't been a lot done, unfortunately, a lot of treatment centers claim very high recovery rates. Well, their recovery rates are high upon, people are in remission upon discharge, which you would expect. The problem is the follow-up care is not enough in the transitional care, so treatment centers do a great job in stabilizing people, and some people really need that, and they save people's lives. And, this is not a slam on inpatient centers, but there's not a transitional program, or there's not a program for people like me when I was disordered and I was a professional, and it would be, I needed to keep my job, and I needed to keep my client population, serve my client population, and as a mom, going to an inpatient facility for 3 months would disrupted a lot of things, where when I was a college student, maybe it would have been a lot more beneficial, and the bottom line is, had I needed it and had I not been able to figure it out, then I would have needed it. But the thing is a lot of times people end up recycling through facilities because treatment and long-term follow-up isn't kept through, okay? So, and where I'm going with this is, this is the empowerment model that I'm developing. That's a very integrative approach of a lot of different kinds of therapies, including exercise as part of treatment, to develop a healthy mindset towards it in a very systematic way, controlled way. So, I don't believe that you should definitely say that I'm never going to be able to run again, because, if you identify all these things that are normally healthy in a lot of people's lives as an eating disorder, then you've just given up more identity to an eating disorder instead of taking those things back and dissonating it from an eating disorder so that it's not part of an eating disorder. So, it's a whole philosophy, but if they were to do something like that at Biggest Loser Ranch, then I'd be more supportive, but I'm not sure that that's what they're doing, and I'm feeling like it's more with the facilities that it's more glorification and not recovery focused, and that it's going to cause more damage than good. So I'll post the link please go to it and please get involved. Thank you.